searching for the power, for the fortune. Duck prison, duck death, unfortunate.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal.
Tell him sit down.
Good Friday night to you, sports fans. You've come to the right place. Now let's get a pregame report from Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who spoke with Greg.
Well, guys, when I asked him what
Okay, David, thanks. And in the early part of the season, Steve, talk about establishing chemistry as a team.
Well, a lot of times there's new players, new faces, so you want to get a chance to play with those guys in an NBA game. Practice, preseason, it's just not the same. But having that chemistry and early getting that chemistry going, you are chomping at the bit to get the season started. And usually game one is when it starts.
You may have the same roster, but it's always a different team, correct in that assessment?
Yep, kind of like the first day of school.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Jeremy Lamb out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Batum in at the small forward. He used that pick to perfection.
Excellent play call there. The defense was not prepared for the pick, and as a result, they gave up the wide open look.
Here's Aldridge, and Aldridge slams it in.
The veteran eyes see all. Frenchie with the tremendous look to make that play happen.
So it's the Hornets now. Batum with the ball. A 14-point game for him in the win against Milwaukee.
And he showed again why he is such a sensational playmaker. Some of the plays he made were just remarkable.
And so many defenses nowadays really not designed to take away that mid-range jumper.
If you go by pure analytics, there is an argument to be made for that. This time, doesn't work out.
Walker against Parker. Nobody near Williams. No good on the triple. Spurs have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Parker passes to Leonard. Gasol kicks to Green. Here's Aldridge. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Williams. Spurs on defense. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
You know, they worked hard, they drew fouls, but they just couldn't convert at the line.
And it's one of those things that can deflate your team. After all that effort, you want points.
Here's Aldridge, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
I love the body control to take the hit, still convert. Aldridge now going to the line for one more.
And Steve, as the big three in San Antonio age and retire, how big was it for San Antonio to sign the all-star LaMarcus Aldridge?
You know, it's huge, Kevin, a Texas native, and it's easy to see why he chose the Spurs. It's been interesting to see him integrate his game into their system.
For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, a little too physical on that play. Tries to climb over the top of him and gets whistled for it.
A real easy call. I know you want to attack the glass, generate second chance opportunities, but you also have to pick your spots.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
Parker against Walker. He kicks it to Howard. Over Gasol. Howard misses.
He likes to work that in-between area, upset with himself that he couldn't connect.
Aldridge kicks to Parker. Back to Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
I mean, phenomenal concentration. Pau Gasol able to stay focused through the contact, potential and one. Pau Gasol as skilled of a big man as you'll find in this league, in my opinion. Passing, shooting, handling, you name it.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Anderson, he's checked in for Aldridge. Gay comes in for Leonard. Ano Ginobili's checked in for Danny Green. It's Mills in for Tony Parker. A nice shot by Zeller.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
We were just talking about Powell shooting last season. He shot almost 55% from three-point range. How about that?
That's how you fend off Father Time. Keep adding layers to your game.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Laverne, he's checked in for the Spurs. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Walker. Pass to Zeller. Back to Walker. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And last season, I think, Greg, there was a time when Kemba Walker was playing basketball, you know, as well as any point guard in the NBA.
No doubt. I mean, not to say he's the best in our league, but he is certainly climbing up the list. You can't ignore his impact on this team. Has worked to improve each season he's been in the league.
Ginobili, the pass to Laverne, stolen by Walker. Oh, and here comes Monk all alone. And then Monk with the dunk.
And how about Monk there? You better get in front of him when he's in attack mode. If you allow him to get to that launching pad, it is too little, too late. How about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Charlotte shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And so Walker nails both of them.
With the acquisition of LaMarcus Aldridge, the Spurs going against the grain. Most teams going small and shooting threes. Aldridge, a big forward who loves the mid-range.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
I love it. Really, both teams running plays that fit the personnel, going back and forth.
Kaminsky sets the pick for Kid Gilchrist. And Walker kicks to Zeller. 5 to shoot. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. From deep. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte. To the left wing. Stolen by Walker. Lets it go with a 3. We come back right after this. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. Talked about has been
play free, you know, just play like playing street ball.
Infectious enthusiasm. You see it every time he steps on the floor. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
You know, sometimes gambling gets you in trouble, but in that first quarter, it was just the opposite.
So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter. Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. The forwards are Kid Gilchrist and Kaminsky. And it's Zeller in at the 5 down low. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, something special is brewing in Charlotte. Point guard Kemba Walker said, "It's a great start. We know how to play with each other, and we love playing with each other. The best thing is how hard we all work. We're going to grow." Kevin?
And that kind of optimism is terrific, David. Thank you. Walker and the Charlotte Crews seem to be a perfect match. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And the league has taken some measure to keep the pace of the game going, which I think is good. Getting players to the court more quickly after timeouts. Just carving some seconds. Sometimes they add up over the course of a game to make it seem faster, to keep the rhythm of the game. You like that direction, Steve?
I love that direction, I mean, especially for the fan to get a chance to watch it. I love all the little, like you said, nuances to keep this game moving. I would love to see, even when a coach calls a timeout, if he doesn't want to take the time, that they can continue to keep playing understand that both coaches agree just to have a timeout, because sometimes you just want to have a break. You might want to turn it over. You call timeout. You don't have to have it strategized. Just keep playing.
And with that, the Hornet lead is cut down to just 2 points in the bucket from Laverne. Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Walker. They get it back.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
One thing about Kawhi, when he's driving, he eats up real estate fast with those long strides.
Hornets have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul. San Antonio making a switch here. Green's checked in. Dwight Howard's checked in for the Hornets. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Kid Gilchrist. There's the dish to Zeller. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That is his first foul of the game. A different look now for San Antonio. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Laverne. And Tony Parker subbed in for Murray. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Williams, he's checked in for Cody Zeller. Charlotte shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he knocks down the first one. And the Spurs every bit a title contender, but injuries can derail any team. And they struck hard last season.
Yes, they did. The torn quad tendon for Tony Parker in the semis, and then in the Western Conference Finals, up 22 points on the road. Kawhi Leonard rolls his ankle on Pachulia's foot. Things you just can't control.
Walker dishes to Howard. They set the pick. Right side, Batum. That's good from Howard on the assist from Batum. Howard's got the lead back up to 4 now for the Hornets. Bertans kicks to Green. Parker outside. Spurs working the ball around now. And again, it's Kawhi Leonard. Leonard's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Walker against Parker. Lamb passes to Williams. Howard setting the pick for Lamb. The kick out to Williams. 4 on the shot clock. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Spurs.
And they're among the top-ranked teams in the conference, in large part because of how well-rounded they are at the offensive end. In terms of their shot distribution, their points are coming from just about everywhere. And that's a key component for any elite offense.
The improvement in patience, awareness. You can see why Kawhi Leonard's assist totals have grown over the years.
Now here's Lamb, guarded by Green. Lamb dishes to Batum. Right side to Walker. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
You know, Steve, Kawhi Leonard keeps things in his life pretty simple off the floor and continues to drive himself hard on the floor.
You know, Kevin, he's not about the flash. Instead, he's about investing in his future.
Picked by Williams, and they call an illegal screen here.
And let's take a look now at Kawhi Leonard's numbers. He's coming off an excellent season. 7th in steals, 9th in scoring, and ranked in the top 15 in free throw percentage. Tremendous confidence and technique at the line.
And like a thief in the night, he will pick your pocket clean. Top 10 in steals, as you said last year, always a threat to cause a turnover. San Antonio making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. The Hornets also with a sub. Monk's checked in. Aldridge kicks to Mills. Now the pass to Green. Mills dishes to Gasol. That one doesn't go. Good D by Howard. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Lamb passes to Williams. Over Aldridge. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got it all tied up now for the Hornets.
Sharing the basketball. Plenty of guys talk about it, but not everyone does it.
Here's Gasol, and it's sent back by Howard.
Yeah, and shooters have to be cautious with Howard around. He has such a long reach that he easily blocks those kinds of shots.
And Marvin Williams picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And Mills kicks to Gay. Here's Anderson. And the shot is long. Tie game in San Antonio. And now...
Thanks a lot, Dwight. What are you seeing from...
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to a pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They were unable to ever build a big lead in the first period, with 3 points being their largest cushion. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got... And that wraps up halftime as the game is set.
A time-lapse view of the Friendship Torch and all the activity around it. The Spurs shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Spurs, the defensive tandem of Green and Leonard outside. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the point guard. Walker dishes to Batum. Screen by Howard. Walker with a clean look. Cans it from downtown. Walker's got 17 now.
And looking at this Charlotte roster, really the strength of it is their perimeter play. A good collection of dynamic playmakers and shooters from that point guard to small forward position. They are the bulk of this team's offensive threats.
Greg, the Hornets were strong outside, but weak inside. I guess they've addressed that weakness, going for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, they went out and got what they felt could be an anchor on that front line. And listen, he's going to provide that rim presence that they lacked a season ago. The question is, can he also give them some punch offensively?
Smitty's still the most electrifying play in the game, the slam dunk. For your money, who are the more phenomenal dunkers right now in the league?
Zach LaVine is at top of my list.
I fly it, you're right.
LeBron James, Aaron Gordon, those guys.
Antetokounmpo.
Yes. I mean, you talk about guys that are trying stuff that guys don't try in games. Those guys, Russell Westbrook, love to see more of these guys in the dunk contest. But Zach LaVine right now is the top of my list.
He is. Just 5 on the clock. Williams, no good off the back of the rim. San Antonio leading by 4. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
Here's Aldridge. Williams with the block. And stolen by Aldridge. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
The Spurs have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. Laverne, he's checked in for San Antonio. DeJounte Murray comes in for Danny Green. And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Greg Popovich, also the head coach of the U.S. national men's basketball team, a former military man himself, and of course, guys, very passionate about his country.
You're totally right, Kevin. He's been outspoken, but his actions speak even louder. Doing a lot of charity work in San Antonio for disadvantaged youth. He cares, his players know it, and it's a part of what makes him a great man.
Here's Batum, and the rejection by Leonard.
Strong instincts and positioning. Kawhi read that shot all the way.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. There's Innis. He's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Lamb. Batum wide open. He fires. His three-pointers off the mark. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Leonard. Banked in off the glass. And it's a 9-point Spurs lead.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Nicholas Batum. Defense right on him. Poked loose. Hornets trail by 9. Launches it. Sinks the three-pointer.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Parker passes to Laverne. Excellent D from Howard.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him. And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
It looked like a total breakdown to me there. He exploited that hole perfectly and made them pay.
Leonard, no luck.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. Gay comes in for Laverne. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Murray. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And then for Charlotte, Cody Zeller's checked in for Howard. Kaminsky comes in for Marvin Williams. And Monk's subbed in for Nicholas Batum.
There's a quiet confidence that Monk seems to play with. You can see he just feels like nobody can guard him. Kid just plays with an edge.
Nice shot by Ginobili.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Up top, Walker, covered by Mills. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Hornets have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. Pau Gasol's checked in for San Antonio. He hits the second from the line. San Antonio leading by 3. Got a hand on it. Mills with the steal. Here's the break. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Mills. 8 points for Pau Gasol.
See, what I like about this play, Pau Gasol makes a big effort to get up court. Then he gets rewarded for the effort.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. The Hornets have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. Kemba Walker hits them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Mills kicks to Gasol. Ginobili dishes to Gasol. Over Zeller. And again, it's Pau Gasol. Gasol's got 7 points for the quarter.
And the defender was all over him, but Gasol with enough height and confidence to just pop it in over him.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker. Top of the key jumper, no good. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? It's the Spurs up 5. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
But don't stop the aggressiveness. Here we go. You got shots, let them fly.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. Hornets trail by 5. On the court for the Hornets, the forwards are Kid Gilchrist and Kaminsky. Monk is out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Zeller in at the center, locking down the middle. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That's his 4th foul of the evening. He needs to be careful now. Pick and choose where to be aggressive.
Monk kicks to Kaminsky. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And how about Monk there scanning the floor for the open teammate? That's how you develop a trust from your teammates.
Man, both teams scoring at a higher rate here down the stretch.
You know what? It's all about the offense. Decisive and prolific. Fun duel to watch.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That's That's his third foul of the game. And the Spurs making a change here. Aldridge is checked in. Now here's Lamb. He's covered by Ginobili. Zeller, a screen on Ginobili. On the wing, Lamb. No good on the triple. Spurs leading by 5. Gay outside. Pass to Gasol. And Gasol with the dunk.
You know, a top 10 in career points for active players. Pow, Gasol lighting up the Nets tonight.
Monk kicks to Zeller. Poke loose. In transition, here come the Spurs. He's got the ball.
You know, throughout his great career, Gasol has always been a frequent flyer at the free throw line.
The first one falls. And last season, Greg, one big issue for the Hornets was their bench.
And Charlotte tried their best to address that issue this past offseason. It just goes to show that you need to have a complete roster to compete. A lot of games were given away by the Hornets last year by losing ground when the starters left the court.
Batum passes to Kid Gilchrist. Screen by Howard. Back to Batum. Sinks the triple.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Down low. It's deflected. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
Marvin Williams is checked in for Charlotte. The shot's good.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Batum against Parker. Here's Kid Gilchrist. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Spurs leading by 8. Outside, Green. To the wing right side. Spurs passing it around. Here's Aldridge. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And the Hornets call time here. Nice game, great performance by LaMarcus Aldridge.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Rudy Gay. Kemba Walker's checked in for Charlotte. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Steve Clifford went over with his guys during the break. He is not happy with the turnover. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
In the zone, boy. Aldridge making it look easy.
Hornets trail by 9. And here is Lamb. Screen by Howard. And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game. .152 left in the fourth quarter. And Lamb with the basket on the assist from Batum. Batum's got his third assist on the night. Spurs leading by 7. Parker dishes to Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Some people claim that Aldridge is a finesse player, but he can get physical when he wants to.
Charlotte's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. And Smitty, they say players are made in the summer, the off-season, when they can really work on things on their game. Especially these days, players will hire top-level trainers and coaches for individual work during the off-season.
You know, Kevin, I love it. The guys are putting in those emphasis on their bodies with trainers and coaches. But I know sometimes I've heard stories where the teams want you to work on this, maybe say your mid-range games, but then guys have these coaches are just working on their threes. So I think guys got to be careful just hiring anybody. You want to work on your game, but I think also it has to be a balance with the team wants and what you want.
Steve, I've heard that too, and I think teams they like the work in the offseason, but it's got to be directed the right way.
Yes.
And if you're a part of a team and a long-term project, I think you've got to take the direction and follow the compass that your team has given you.
Yeah, I think so, and I think a lot of times teams are getting upset because now you're seeing these individual coaches and trainers starting to come on NBA time, work out on NBA time, and I think that's when it started to become somewhat of a problem.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Off the screen, throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That's on Marvin Williams.
Let Aldridge get to the rim. You know you're in trouble.
Charlotte's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Williams for three. Howard. And Howard with the second chance points.
Howard really brings it on the offensive glass, using that wide wingspan to come up with those loose balls.
Gasol. That shot is off. And the Hornets now going the other way. Now here's Lamb. He's covered closely. Inside. Walker's shot is off.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Batum against Leonard. Off target from outside. Here's Parker. Misses. And so it's San Antonio with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
Baby, I got what you need. Break it down. The way that they talk about me. You think them on me. I'm rocking gold, oh yeah, you know. Fresher, the hat, go.